And I was actually planning on, should I go into missions, go into not-for-profit, and go into and that was my pitch to my wife of okay, we're going to be really poor and we're going to live overseas and we're going to try to help lower income, help economic development, help those things. Do you still want to marry me? And she said, absolutely. I grew up in Massachusetts and started working at a very young age. So I remember doing newspaper delivery in the dead of winter, 7 days a week on my bike, putting in about 50 newspapers, driving or biking a mile through the snow to deliver newspapers and to get new clients for the Cape Cod Times. In Chicago, I lived there for 4 years, and as I was outreach director for the church, one of my things was to go and visit the different homes. And so one of those visits, I was visiting two of the kids in the after-school program. I went in and there was no lights on, so the house was dark. And I was like, what's going on? And the kid said, oh, our power got shut off. And I saw their stove, the door was open, and that's what was heating their house, which was really dangerous. And I got to really understand the importance of having electricity, of having your power not shut off. We were able to then go to the church and try to help them to pay their electric bill, get their power turned on, but really. Getting to know that family, George and Kalila's, what their lives were like on a daily basis, and how can I help them in that life. And that sort of community involvement and that personal involvement is one of the things that helped shape who I am and how I view the role of our company in the world. So in terms of creating the organization, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So I didn't come to Philadelphia with a great business plan. I came with a strong work ethic and a desire to help people's lives become better. But a window opened up for me through a temporary job assignment at Pico Energy to be able to learn this industry and be able to be part of the supplier administration group, which was helping these new competitive suppliers come into Philadelphia and be able to compete with the incumbent utility. And through that opportunity, I got to build relationships with those new entrants. Everything was new in the industry, everyone was new in the industry, and I saw a great opportunity to start a business. My earliest mentor was Linda Roth, who really poured into me, and she was a wonderful mentor, a wonderful advisor. I dearly miss her. She passed a few years ago, but she impacted my life so positively and the lives of everyone around her, and really helped to shape what customized energy solutions would later become. In terms of why we went to India and what we were looking, from an early point in our marriage, we wanted to see how can we help economic development globally? How can we make a difference? Two of my associates who joined us were of Indian origin, and were interested in going back and helping India to be able to leapfrog the United States and leapfrog developing economies by implementing the newest technology, newest systems, and try to not make some of the same mistakes we made as we developed our electric system. I actually visited India with Rahul for the first time in 2009, and I came back to my wife and said, India's great. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for us to be able to make an impact, but I really have to understand India first. And to do that, I'm going to have to spend a lot of time there. Would you be interested in having our family move there for a year? They can do school over there. They can, do that. And to my wife's credit, she didn't hesitate and said, that sounds like a great idea. And so we went, we visited once as a family, and then we moved there the following year in 2010. One of the things I love about India is how rapidly it's changing. So it's going through a combination of technology revolution, industrial revolution, agricultural revolution, all at once. So it's a massive change. It's implementing large amounts of solar power. It has lots of renewables. There's a lot of things that we can do to help, but also getting to help sort of that bottom of the pyramid. We had to really understand India in a deep way. So, so living there, experiencing the outages, experiencing power failure, experiencing what not having electricity looks like, talking to people who don't have electricity or don't have clean water, or don't have wells, or don't have pumps. Like these are things, experiences that helped sort of shape how do we want to develop, what things do we want to implement, what software should we design, how can we be able to look for opportunities to make a difference in India, and ideally learn things in India to bring down the cost so that we can then expand to Africa and other countries and nations and continents that don't have ready access to electricity, and make electricity universally accessible. We wrapped up a year in India and came back here to Philadelphia, where we've continued to grow and succeed in over the last 20 years that we just celebrated. And in some ways it feels like no time has passed, in that we just started, we're a new startup, we're entrepreneurial, what new things we're doing. And in some ways I look around and I'm like, this is an awesome team. There are people that have been here more than a decade, people that have amazing skills, and that we're now able to accomplish so much more than I ever would have hoped or dreamed when I wrote that first business plan. And I believe that we can really have, in the next 20 years, a global impact in this world beyond anything that we've accomplished up to this stage in our growth. If I had a DeLorean, would I do this all over again? Absolutely. I mean, I would do some things differently. You learn from your mistakes. But if the question was like, okay, knowing what I know now, would I have jumped into this and started Customized Energy Solutions? Absolutely.